Okay, hello and welcome to Spoon and the media we have. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sure. It's good to be here in the offices of Gaye District through Station number 3 representing my county. Welcome to the media. How are you today?
I'm okay. Even though it's a busy day for us, said this morning we've been in the chambers discussing a lot of issues with respect to national growth and development issues that will actually spur growth and development in the new administration. So we've been doing like people's work the same this morning.
I mean, how has it been? You got over a month now. You guys were on the 15th of January. Today is nearly a month.
I think seeing myself in the new political environment, it's been a learning curve for me, actually understanding the politics, to actually see myself who I've been in the corridor of diplomacy for the past 2 years and seeing myself in the political theater, debating national issues and actually see myself in the chamber to discuss national issues, both social, political, and economic, issues to bring growth and development in the country. I think it's not worth it, and I think we're making new friends, and a lot of issues nationally have been, known to us, and I think visibly we can make incredible impact in based on our experience as people who have been working in the executive branch of government. So I think we come with a renewed commitment and experience, from the executive, and I think our educational credential and experience can also catapult us to another level in the national legislature.
So, with your entry into the legislature, you are a new lawmaker. That is obvious, but legislative politics is a different game. How are you coming to terms with this new office?
I think the legislative politics is a collective work, a collective bargaining, and a win-win situation. Sometimes you have to sponsor a bill, and the bill should be co-sponsored by your colleague. It's about establishing the firm relations and increase your visibility, your presence in every meeting, and also your presence also in the chambers, and also express your camaraderie, with your friends to foster the friendship in a way that your friend will be very supportive, or your colleague will be supportive to your initiative. I think this is what we've been doing from the reception. We try to express our tacticals and in every area of this place, so that we can, see the national development and our togetherness as a vehicle of transformation and change will actually make Liberia a better country that will be attractive to foreign direct investment in terms of security, in terms of a lot of things that Liberia is lagging. So I think we have been the few weeks we have spent together. It's actually been good. We in the learning curve, I can say, and I know that soon as possible we'll actually learn, understand the debate, and we will actually make some significant contributions.
What sort of a legislature do you envision on this 55th?
I envisage a legislature that will actually prioritize and see Liberian people's business as a genuine and authentic, priority, to prioritize national development, to prioritize unity, reconciliation, to prioritize reform in the legislative, agenda of Liberia, so that a lot of things are not being properly, put in place. Some of those mechanisms that will be a corrective mechanism to actually improve the legislature. Some of these things can be done by, some of these things that have been happening. I don't think as a nation that have existed for 176 years should be, actually entertained. I think we have to properly institute some mechanism of, transitioning from one stage to another, especially when it comes to a representative that was defeated and he leaving office, especially for that particular district that the new person is coming. I think there should be a turnover note, so that you can also be informed on some of the legislative agenda and some of the unfinished, businesses that the district that he was representing, they now complete, so that he can turn those things over to you, so he can start from that process.
Right.
Number two, even the offices that those previous lawmakers were occupying, some of the offices, you the new person that come in will be able to occupy the office so that it can prevent you from unnecessary expenditure. As you can see, some of those offices will keep them empty, no chair, no desk, nothing at all. We had to even do our own work to see. And some of the we are coming in an empty office, no document, no cabinet to even reflect, on that some of these things were done in the district yesterday. So some of the things we need to actually sit down together and institute some policies, so that it can draft the agenda of the legislature, because it's now a good practice. If we say that we are the first branch of government and the executive is practicing turn over in their transition, I think such an idea should be brought here so that we can set an example. Because if you ask any lawmaker who won election newly, they are starting fresh, and nothing they are seeing in office are documents that were left by their predecessor to use as a starting tool to work, to know some of the unfinished businesses, in the district, and some of the areas, some of the laws that were promulgated, by the past legislature, and some of the laws that were proposed by the predecessor to start from there and then elevate to another level. So some of these things are not done. And you cannot have a branch of government where we are still using, an email addressing personally. We need to have a uniform email where we will have maybe Nehkergaye at LRGOV, legislative, this and that. But we are still using our personal email to do business for the Liberian people. Some of these things are not good, and we have to also institute some of the reform. And the issue of the bathroom system, every office in the place will have an inside bathroom. Sometimes the female, and it just that there's a traditional practices here that the female sometimes they go in the new building, because every office in the new building has a bathroom. So some of these things we need to, if we really need business to do it for Liberian people, the reform should start from us so that it can continue, because it is executive. Because the power the Constitution gave us, the powers are enormous. If we start to practice and practicalize the power that the Constitution gave us, and the constitutional legitimacy and constitutional function of the legislature, they are so enormous. And if we start to execute and implement it to the fullest, it will be a good thing, because the oversight responsibility, is so great that a lawmaker can just write a letter to the plenary and cite, the appearance of a legislator, somebody from the executive branch, the person can appear. So that's the power that we have. So some of the power needs to be utilized properly so that we can see changes in Liberia, because the movement will start to be on top of our games and really, execute the oversight responsibility of every lawmaker in this country. The people, the deputy minister, the ministers, director general or the autonomous agencies, and the ministers within the various ministries, will be able to be on their feet, because somebody like, for instance, we had the appropriation power. We do the appropriation, but there's sometimes no budget, budgetary review, mechanism put into place so that those ministers can come to us and review to know the money that was given to you, what did you do for it, how it was being used, so that you can do new appropriation. So some of these things need to be, curtailed, so that if we visit Liberia, that we intend to be improved under the administration of Joseph President Joseph Nimba, and the Vice President Jeremiah Banfonde. We need to change the narrative and move the country forward, because if we do that collectively, we can show and respect the doctrine of separation of powers and coordinate the monetary branch of government. I think we can foster national development and unity, and we respect the reconciliation so the country can move forward.
I mean, as a representative of District Number 3, I know you were elected on a particular platform. How committed are you to ensuring that your visions come to reality?
During the campaign, I think I summarized my platform into 4 pillars. Mainly agriculture, infrastructure, health, and education. So these are the 4 pillars that will be working, to actually accelerate growth and development in those kind of sectors, especially my district, because the issue of agricultural productivity in the district has been traditionally practiced, but on the basis of modernity, where people will be making farm, to actually improve their farming system through the modern equipment and technological advancement, have been lacking. So how can we, garner our support from our foreign partners, to actually, create opportunity and navigate opportunities from our foreign partners so that we can attract agricultural productivity and make it more advanced in our country? Because, mind you, our district will produce, there are a lot of people who produce cocoa, the vegetable, like, other materials like plantain, data. So some of these things, we need to also, empower those people who are locally producing these, products so that we can have access to the market so that those people can be economically vibrant and we can create a condition so that everybody can be able to improve in its economic status. And moreover, the issue of infrastructure. Actually, from the district number 3, we thank God so much for the government, project. As we speak right now, the road from Second Park going to all the way to Watu has been paved under the auspices of the African Development Bank project, that actually started around 2019 to 20, and now I think we don't have the corridor from Second Park to Watu has been paved. And some of those small roads, the feeder roads, have been connected through the instrumentality or the International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD. And we are making our own negotiations with other partners and other development partners to actually enhance, the road connectivity in the district, because the road connectivity will connect farm to market road, and our people will be able to bring their product. Because every sector of the development is tied to each other. Because agriculture is tied to road, and road too is tied to agriculture, and the of some of the infrastructure like school, like health clinic, like city hall in the bigger cities in the district, we actually see as a cardinal priority in our developmental agenda, so that we can seek support through the national budget, that will be able to at least place something thought to the Ways and Means Committee and make it a case so that at least we can put something in the budget for the construction of the modern city hall in Complex City. And moreover, some of those areas in the interior part of district number 3 that do not have schools, that the children are still sitting outside, going to school. Some of these things we have to also elevate to the attention of the government so that they can be able to, govern resources for intervention, because we are working in accordance with the Sustainable Development Goal. And by 2030, it is expected that, every child that lives on planet Earth must be educated and must have access to education, must have access to good health, and help to be affordable. So as our national development agenda in the plan is start to the SDG, we are working everything possible so that we can be able to at least, step on the game, so that by 2030, some of these things have been worked out. And the issue of education, education is of a priority to me, because by the grace of God, I end up in education. I want to have been to where I am today. So I think I prioritize education, and I take education to be one essential component of my development agenda. And the issue of capacity building is very important. The issue of vocational training is very important, and the issue of accelerator, training program to beef up the capacity of some of the people who are riding motorbikes in the district, some of the people who are just selling gas in bottle. Some of the people's lives need to be transformed, because the person who is selling gasoline over there tomorrow can be a senator tomorrow. So if their capacities are not built, they will become, villagers in the place there, and they will not be, elevated or accelerated or certain level. So some of these things, are all important issues that I see it very important that if we work together collectively as district people, we can move ahead. And moreover, the district number 3, the portion of Inyame is fall within the concession of Asada Meta. So we've been working with Asada Meta, informing them that some of those, issues, some of those important programs that were inserted in the MDA that are of paramount concern with respect to the execution and implementation of the MDA, and the social corporate responsibility. Some of the things should be actualized and executed, because when you do that, you also make the citizen to be empowered economically, and they will have, job. The issue of the unemployment rate will be reduced in the country, and that part of Liberia can be improved. So we are constantly engaged in the Asada Meta family, so that some of these things we can narrow down, some of these things, so that the unemployment gap in that particular area can be reduced, so that people can, put food on the table. So the district is very big, And the district is also hosting one of the biggest, port of entry in Liberia, like the Lobuato port of entry. The district that play particular area raises, a lot of, revenue that is contributing to the economy of Liberia. So some of these things, how can we improve that facility? We can work along with the executive branch of government, LRA, to improve that facility, send the corridor, the road from second part of Loguato crossing to the Ivory Coast can be improved. How can we enhance cross-border trade between the Ivorian government and the Liberian government so that that particular area can be improved? Some of these things we are working on it, and we are not just sitting down, folding our legs, because we are come with renewed commitment and strength and vigorously to work, in accordance with the mandate that we're giving all to execute. So we are not just sitting down idle.
Hello, Gaye, finally, I know you have said everything. Your final message, your people are listening.
I'm grateful, for this opportunity, I've been my wish, when we used to work at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Some of my friends will tell me, say, Mr. Gaye, you've done a politics business. Why are you going to politics? I say, one day I want for my voice to be heard on the national scene, and I want to make incredible intervention and also, in accordance with our policy implementation in the country, so that I can make, impact on the national decision making. I want my voice to be heard, not just in the negative tone, but in the positive manner to contribute to the national agenda of the country. So I'm grateful for the opportunity that my people gave me, because they feel that with my experience and my capacity, I'm able to elevate their debate and to actually articulate their views and aspirations in the national legislature and in the chamber, and that's why the confidence was reposed in me. It didn't mean that I was so handsome or this and that, but it was intended because they put their trust and confidence in me, that they believe that I can make it. So I'm grateful for the opportunity given to me by my people at District Number 3 to serve in their capacity, and I can show them that their confidence will not be betrayed, it will not be derailed, but we remain focused in engaging the issue, and we'll refocus on our agenda, so that by at the end of our tenure, some of the issues that we are placed on the agenda will be achieved, and that can be achieved collectively. And I want to assure the Liberian people that this 50th state legislature is a different legislature. It's a legislature that is an eye-opening legislature that will not just let anything to pass. We are educated people. We come with renewed commitment and ideas to ensure that every requisite decision that is making will be in the best interest of our people, and we attach great values and importance to the national decision-making process, and that nationalistic spirits and patriotic consciousness, we uphold it to the higher esteem, and we value, our country, and we are aware that this country needs to be improved. Liberia has lagged behind development, and this administration should serve as a platform and channel to elevate Liberia developmental agenda, to rebrand our image in the international community, and to make sure that some of the national agenda programs are achieved collectively. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, let me get something.
Honorable Gaye from Nimba County District 3 that's speaking to the media. My name is Haji Masali. I say thanks so much for watching Spoon TV.